gun was taken into Irish politics by the English government. So it's no accident that in this situation, when you have a government in London militarising the situation, that you'll get a military response to it. You treat people the way sections of people were treated here. There is a point where just human dignity demands that people stand up and assert their rights. Those who were deemed to be disloyal, that is the Catholics, were discriminated against. There's also a dose, as there is in all of these isms, of bigotry and fundamentalism and ignorance and hatred, which sometimes is exploited to the detriment of the larger society. And when the civil rights effort very peacefully, possibly to win civil rights demands, largely based upon the US civil rights movement, the state crushed that, or at least attempted to crush it. And the IRA, which has a lineage going back over some time predating partition, then was reinvigorated.
But I'm not trying to argue that the majority of people in Ireland support the IRA. And that has never been my position. I don't know of any country in the world where a majority of citizens supported the revolutionary forces while those forces were engaged in armed struggle.
Was armed struggle a necessary way to assert people's rights and entitlements? In my view, yes. There was no alternative. I don't think the IRA factored in a vision of unionism in terms of their armed campaign, but that's a matter that the IRA would have to respond to. The fact is, the IRA was a response to a unionist state which actively controlled all dimensions of the power bases in this little statelet. There's no way of getting an understanding of anything on the island of Ireland unless you have a broad understanding of the context of the colonisation of this island by an English government and all of the resultant facts and characteristics of the Irish people, whatever persuasion they come from, has to reflect that colonisation and does indeed reflect that colonisation.
There's been over 3,500 deaths on all sides of the divide. Was it worth it to get where we are today?
Well, arguably, any war, any conflict is a direct result of the failure of politics. And what you had here was a complete and absolute failure of politics. As soon as an alternative was established, the IRA, in fairness, moved into that new mode and supported all that has occurred since. There wouldn't be a peace process if it wasn't for the vision of IRA volunteers. My very firm conviction is, as we continue to do the right thing, as the British government is persuaded to do the right thing, as unionism becomes more comfortable with life with the rest of us, that the future of the North is going to be an all-Ireland Republic.